Tell us about the life.
And welcome back to Gaming with God. I'm your host, Grumpy Old Dude. And today we are going to continue with the second half of our second patrol. This time, unlike the last time for the second half, we have a full complement of torpedoes available to us. What we don't have available anymore is deck guns and 88 ammo. We still got machine gun ammo for the anti-aircraft. And we did have a convoy or something spotted up in this area here. So what we're going to do,
set a course to these coordinates.
So we're going to move off this direction at flight speed for about an hour.
Faster!
We identified you entering the cabin, as we see in this video.
Okay, that's the sinking ships around me, which I'm not real worried about them.
Me personally,
Our war correspondent has been satisfied. That's done. We have sunk our required tonnage. That's done. We have just barely nicked the 1,340 nautical miles we need to patrol in our zone. Well, we do have a full load of torpedoes yet, so we have plenty of opportunity to add some tonnage to what we've sunk so far. I want to move us out here.
Rally on social media, and at some point,
looks like it's going to be about 45 minutes total time. And then I want to give my hydrophone guy a chance to relocate this large convoy that's out here someplace. I don't know if it was going this way or this way or this way or that way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ayers, when you entered the Capitol last year, did you believe that the election had been stolen?
at that time, yeah. Everything I've seen online, I definitely.
Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go to.
And when you heard from President
50
Trump
feet.
that the election was stolen, how did
50
that
meters.
make you feel?
I'll reduce speed to a head 2, so we're a little bit quieter.
Do you still believe
And we're going to move our radio guy
Not so much now.
over to the hydrophone.
Skipper.
So that he can be listening.
For me, something like that to me, that actually, for that to actually take place, I mean, it's too big. There's no way to keep something like that.
Okay, he's below decks.
Something like that.
Let's get this water out of the control room. Not a whole lot there, but let's get it down over there. What is there?
and
A couple cubic meters.
that's very important. And we've also talked about today.
Switch to electric motors.
Here we
the
go.
extent to which the president himself was told that the election hadn't been stolen by his Justice Department.
Now
by
we
his
have-
White House counsel, by his campaign. Would it have made a difference
Skipper,
to you?
I've detected a
to
big
know
group
that
of ships.
President
And there it
Trump
is. It was going
had
east.
Widespread fraud.
Okay.
All that, I may not come down here.
We're going to do that. That is going to take us out of our patrol zone, unfortunately.
Young lady here was back. She'll recognize this young woman.
But we are not going to let
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Faster! Blow the tank!
this 24 ships, 1 to 24 ships,
We summoned both extremist groups as well as
we're not going to let them just go.
President Trump to come to Washington, D.C. Average Americans.
Once we get surfaced,
Will be there, will be wild, and they came.
we're going to have an hour and a half.
How President Trump repeatedly told them, fight, 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 and they marched to the Capitol. Mr. Ayers, you were in that crowd at the rally. And then
Unfortunately, I think my radio guy is going to
when you arrived on the
fall out on me. I wonder if he'll go lay down and catch a hour and a half nap. That's what I hope he'll do. Yep, he will.
Switch
All right.
to diesel
So
engine.
why did you decide to march to the Capitol?
That's good. Let him get an hour and a half of sleep. he does that, we'll run our compressors. So we refill our compressed air tanks. My audio is working correctly, right? Yep. These gauges and OBS tell me it is.
Yes, sir.
Turn both of them on. Here we go.
So as you started marching,
Ooh, that was quick.
there was still a chance the election would be over.
Okay.
Yeah, at that time I did.
50 meters.
Because everybody was kind of like in the
We're slowing down.
Radio guy got a little rest.
Switch to electric motors.
Skipper.
And we're out in front of him.
Shit.
Very good.
Faster, faster.
It is noon.
Slowing down.
Did you think that the president would be marching with you?
Yeah, I think everybody thought it.
Agonal is about to go on shift. Graph is about to come off shift. They'll change shifts at noon.
We know that
There they go.
you went to the Capitol that afternoon and then left the Capitol.
I told you
Faster.
to.
Faster, faster.
Basically, when President Trump put his tweet out, he literally left.
Here we go.
You know, to me, if you had done
Give me
Pull
a.
the tanks.
'What do you do? No, not blow the. Oh shit!
We're slowing
I went
down.
down with the 5-minute thing, which means he automatically blows and comes back up. Damn it!
Recognizes the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Laskin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Van Tatenhoff, in the run-up to
Set
January
course to these
6th,
coordinates.
Stewart Rhodes publicly
Yes, sir.
implored President Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act, the 1807 law that allows
Faster.
the president to follow measures against the United States.
They're only going to have a few minutes here to refill the compressed air tanks.
On your order.
Why was he so fixated?
So we're probably not going to get them full. But we can get them fuller.
In a sense of legitimacy, that it was a path forward to move forward with his goals and agendas. I think we need to quit mincing
I'm
words.
going slowly to see if I can get them full. Yep, I will.
What it was gonna be.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
We'll dive that day.
Okay, our compressed air tanks are filled back up.
There was a gallows set up from the Capitol. This could have been the spark that started a new civil war. And no one would have won there. That would have been good for no one. He was always looking for ways to legitimize what he was doing, whether by wrapping it in
Let's get this down to 1 mile. Here we go. Now we're going to go to periscope depth.
Veteran support groups. But again, we've got to stop.
Go to forward 2.
Faster,
It's
faster.
honestly in the midst of words and just call things for what they are. You know, the militia leader had these grand visions of
Put him back on the hydrophone.
and the Insurrection Act would have given him a path forward with that. You know, the fact that the president was communicating, whether directly or indirectly, messaging, you know, kind of gave him the nod. And all I can do is
Switch to
thank
electric
God that
motors.
things did not go
There they are.
any worse.
What
Alarm.
did the Oath
Take your
Keepers see in
positions.
President Trump?
They saw a path forward that would have legitimacy. They saw
Here they
opportunity,
are.
in my opinion, to become a powerful
What's the weather look like?
Last week,
Looks
the
to be clear.
Justice indicated that it has evidence of the
As if we're under the water here. Here we go.
Washington ahead of January
No
6th.
fog, no rain.
And the Stewart Rhodes stopped by weapons on his way to Washington and shipped roughly $7,000 worth of tactical gear to a January
We're slowing down.
center in Virginia before the attack. Did you ever hear Rhodes discuss
Actually, instead of going that direction, we're going to go this way.
Yeah, I mean, that went back from the very beginning of my tenure. One of the first assignments that he brought to me wanting me to do as part of a graphic artist
Faster! Faster!
was to create a deck of cards.
Set a course for these
Back
coordinates.
to the conflict in the Middle East, where our own military created a deck of cards, which was a who's who of kind of the key players on the other side that they wanted to take out.
This up to
And
about
Stuart was very
4
intrigued by
tables,
that
maybe
notion
3.
and influenced by it, I think. And he wanted me to create a deck of cards that would include different politicians, judges, including up to
Change course.
Reverse it to speed of
This is a
1.
project that I
Okay, yeah.
used to do. But from the very start, was
Calculate torpedo course.
the push for military training, including
Let's
there
get
were courses
graph
in
up
that
and put him.
that went over explosives training. So yeah, it's all falls in line.
Mr. Ventano, you say in your very thoughtful written testimony that we received today that
Periscope.
you fear what the next election cycle will bring. And you also say that we have been exceedingly lucky and that we have not seen more bloodshed so far. I wonder if you would elaborate on those two statements.
I think as far as the luck goes, we've had the potential from Bundy Ranch on. I mean, the boots on the ground in these standoffs, and they were standoffs where there were
Set a
firearms
course to these
pointed
coordinates.
across lines at federal law enforcement agency. You know, whatever it may be,
We're slowing down.
that particular standoff. But
Yeah, let's have him start on this.
Calculate torpedo course.
I do, I think we got
Calculate torpedo course.
that more bloodshed
I don't see a
did not
warship
have
out here.
the potential in there from the start. And we
Damn.
got very
3,
lucky that
6,
the loss of
10,
life
12.
was as tragic as it is that we saw on January 6th.
I don't see a warship out there, but that doesn't mean there's not a C3 out
Then
there.
all we have to look at is the iconic images of that day with the gallows set up for Mike Pence, Vice President of the United States.
Skipper?
You know,
Him at
and
42.
I fear for this next election cycle because who knows what that might bring if a president that's willing to
Faster!
try to
Faster! Faster!
instill
Faster!
and encourage
Let's see what we can do here.
war amongst his followers using lies and deceit and snake oil. And regardless of the human impact, what else is he going to do if he gets elected again? All bets are off at that point. And that's a scary notion. I have $3. I have a granddaughter. And I fear for a world that they will inherit. We do not start holding
Neo class 12,000 ton tanker.
Testimony, Mr.
Oh,
Ventano.
that's a rich
10
target.
years,
So far, it's not identified as an eligible one. There, now it is.
caused you to leave on January 6th. We know that
We're
the
slowing down.
medieval style combat with our police, the occupation of the building, this was going on for several hours until President
We're
issued
slowing
a
down.
417.
How's my targeting on here?
Video telling
That's a
people to go
warship.
home. Did you see that, and did that have any effect on what people were doing?
That one's a warship.
We were there. As soon as that come out, everybody started talking about it, and it seemed like it started.
Faster! Faster!
You know, some of the crowd obviously didn't. Once we got back to the hotel,
Oh.
there was still going on, but it definitely dispersed a lot of the crowd.
And did you leave at that point?
We did.
So, in other words,
He's a
that
destroyer?
was the key moment when you decided to leave when the president.
No, B is the C3. It says warship.
You were not a member of an organized group like the crowd was, as most of the crowd wasn't.
An armed merchant?
January 6th, was it your view that these far-right groups, like the Oathkeepers and Proud Boys and Three Percenters and others, were on your side? Do you have any reservations
Give me
about
my
watching
targeting
your
resolution on him.
Oh, I definitely didn't have a problem. You know, I was probably following him online myself. You know, I thought, you know,
gonna need to fire on B first.
at the time, you know, like, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it,
I'm interested in hearing about what's happened to you since the events of January 6th.
We got a 19% solution so far. 20.
Big lie about the election, that that's what brought you originally to Washington.
Warships
Looking
down
back on
here.
it now, how do you reflect on the role that you played in the process?
Lots and lots of boats.
um,
These are awfully little.
you know, I lost my job. Since this all happened, you know,
It's not a Corvette.
I sold my house. So everything that happened, the charges, you know, thank God.
See what comes up.
They get dismissed. I was just holding my phone, but at the same time, I wasn't there. I mean, it definitely
2, 3,
changed my
4,
life.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Not for the good.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
President
So
Trump
far.
is still promoting the big lie about the election. How does it make you feel?
B is still only a 28% solution.
Skipper.
It's
I was saying,
84.
where he was saying everything he was putting out, I was following it. I mean, I was doing it hundreds of thousands of releases. A lot of people were doing it, or maybe even still doing
Skipper.
it.
Have him
Calculate
help here.
torpedo course.
He just said about
See if
that.
2 of them on there and get this thing resolved a little quicker.
Following and doing that. Because the next election didn't come out.
33,
They ended doing it.
34, here we go, now it's climbing. 35,
Mr. Ayers, I see that your wife has joined you today, and welcome to Washington. We know this has been very difficult on you both and your family. What lessons, finally, do you want the American people to learn from the way you and your family have suffered as a result of these events?
I'm gonna give you up to 50.
Please send me this.
I'm gonna put Hagano back on his primary target.
On my country. I don't think any one man is bigger than either one of those. I think that's what needs to be taken. You know, people dive
7,
into politics, and for me, I felt like I had, you know, like horse blinders on.
48, 49,
Biggest thing for me is
50, give me 51, turn green, here we go.
Calculate torpedo
Get
course.
back on here.
Well, I want to thank you for your testimony and for appearing, both of you, today. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back to you.
Gentleman yields back. I want to thank our witnesses for joining us today. Members of the Senate.
That's another Dale class.
For today's witnesses. And we ask that you respond expeditiously and right.
Pair of big ass tankers.
Without objections, members.
22,000, almost 22,600 tons between the two of them.
Opening remarks.
Is this another tanker?
Questions for witnesses.
My God.
Without objection, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Raskin, for closing statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When Donald Trump sent out his tweet, he became the first
Change
president
course.
ever to call for a crowd to descend on the capital city to block the constitutional transfer of power.
58,
He set off an explosive chain reaction among his followers.
that's at
No one
92.
mobilized more quickly
Calculate
than the
torpedo
dangerous
course.
extremists.
Get this up to 75, 80 in a hurry,
Seizing
come on.
upon his invitation to fight, they assembled their followers for an insurrectionary showdown against Congress and the Vice President. On January 6th, Trump knew the crowd was angry. He knew the
I've got to fire on him first.
sent them to the Capitol anyway. You might imagine that our founders would have been shocked.
Let the
to learn
torpedoes
that
get about here before I fire on him.
Embrace and excuse political violence against our own institutions. We're knowingly send an armed mob to attack the Capitol to usurp
Even a little
the
farther than that, maybe to about here.
You know, Mr. Chairman, the founders were pretty wise about certain things, and at the start of the Republic, they actually warned everyone about Donald Trump. Not by name, of course, but in the course of advising about the certain prospect that ambitious politicians would try to mobilize violent mobs to tear down our own institutions in service of their insatiable ambitions. In the very first Federalist paper, Alexander Hamilton observed that history teaches that opportunistic politicians who desire to rule at all costs We'll begin first as
Calculate torpedo course.
pander into the
75
angry
now.
passions of the crowd, but then end up as tyrants, trampling the freedoms and the rights of the
Skipper.
violent insurrection to overturn an election is not an abstract thing, as we've heard. Hundreds of people were bloodied, injured, and wounded in the process, including more than 150 police officers, some of them sitting in this room today. I want to give you an update on one officer
Skipper?
who was badly wounded in
Calculate
the
torpedo
taking
course.
too long.
members of this committee because he testified before us last year. Sergeant Aquilino Gunnell is an Army veteran who spent a year on active combat duty in the Iraq War and then 16
We
years
also need time for
in
those
Iraq.
torpedoes to clear his
Nothing
bow,
ever saw in combat
so they don't hit him by
said
mistake.
prepared him for the insurrection, where he was savagely beaten, punched, pushed, kicked, shoved,
Here's
stomped,
82.
and sprayed with chemical irritants along with other officers by members of a mob carrying
Come on.
hammers, knives, batons, and
11,000 some hundred tons
and wielding the
of,
American flag
uh,
against police officers.
tanker.
Weapon.
I don't want to miss those.
June 28th, Sergeant Gunnell's team of doctors
Those are
told him the
rich
permanent injuries
targets.
He has suffered to his left shoulder and right foot, now make it impossible for him to continue as a police officer. He must leave policing for good and figure out the rest of his life. Sergeant Gunnell, we wish you and your family all the best.
This is
We are
88.
here for you.
Where's he up to?
You for your valor, your
15.
eloquence, and your youthful commitment to America. I wonder what former President Trump would say to someone like Sergeant Gunnell, who must now go about remaking his life. I wonder if he could even understand what motivates a patriot like Sergeant Gunnell. In his inaugural address, Trump introduced one commanding image: American carnage. Although that turn of phrase explained little about our country,
Calculate
before he took
torpedo
office,
course.
it turned out to be an excellent prophecy of what his rage would come to visit on our people. Mr. Ayers just
Foot
described
tube
how the
one.
trust he placed in President Trump as a camp follower derailed his life and nearly wrecked his reputation in his
Tube
family.
1 flooded.
A few weeks ago, we heard Shane Moss,
Fire!
Mother Ruby Freeman, Speaker Rusty Bowers from Arizona, and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger described how hate-filled intimidation campaigns by Trump and his followers made them prisoners in their homes and drove their stress and anxiety.
Frozen again, there we go.
heights when they refused
Start
to
reloading the
trust me.
torpedoes.
Move. Come on,
American
quickly.
carnage. That's Donald Trump's true legacy. His desire to overthrow the people's election and seize the presidency
Calculate torpedo course.
interrupted the counting of electoral
Skipper?
college votes for the first time in American history, nearly toppled
Calculate
the
torpedo
constitutional order
course.
and brutalized hundreds and hundreds of people. The Watergate break-in was like a Cub Scout meeting compared
Here's
to
our
this
fish.
assault on our people and our institutions. Mr. Chairman, these hearings have been significant for us and for millions of Americans. And our
That's a
hearings
C3. That one's armed.
The crucial thing is the next step.
Oh yeah.
What this committee, what all of us will do to fortify our democracy against coups, political violence, and campaigns to steal elections away from the people.
Calculate
Unlike Mr.
torpedo
Ayers and
course.
Mr. Vente,
We're gonna keep this
people will
current.
recover and evolve from their descent
Calculate torpedo
into the
course.
hell of fanaticism. Donald Trump has only expanded his big lie to cover January 6th itself. He asserts that
These
insurrection
are gonna be
was the real
7,000
election,
tons.
and the election was the real insurrection. He says his mob greeted our police officers on January 6th with hugs and kisses.
7,800.
He tries to take one of America's two major political parties with him down the road to authoritarianism. And it is even
There's
Lincoln's party
19,000.
Political
Torpedo
scientists
is
tell us
halfway
that
to the top.
Almost 31,000 tons between the bunch of them.
in history and around the world. They do not accept the
Now
results
we're gonna
of
shoot at
democratic
him.
elections when they lose, and they embrace political violence as legitimate.
Foot tube 2.
And the problem of incitement to political violence has only grown more serious in the internet
Tube
age,
2
as
ready.
we have just heard.
Fire!
But this is not the problem of one party, it is the problem of the whole country now. American democracy, Mr. Chairman, is a precious inheritance.
Here we go with the two tankers.
In the history of the world,
One fish at
on
each.
Earth today. Constitutional democracy is the silver frame, as Lincoln put it, upon which the golden apple of freedom rests. We need to
30,000
defend
tons right here.
and our freedom with everything we have, and declare that this American
That's
army
huge.
ends here and now. In a world of resurgent authoritarianism, racism, and anti-Semitism, let's
30
all
seconds.
hang tough for American democracy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It looks like I was a little bit late firing the second one.
30
That's
seconds.
all right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At one of our first hearings, Chairman Thompson
The torpedo is halfway to the target.
That's this one.
20 seconds.
Rather, we would let the evidence play the leading role.
Tube
And
one.
the chairman was right,
Loaded.
because this isn't about promoting ourselves as individuals.
Okay, now
it's
you
about
can load
preserving
two.
the rule of law. It's about preserving what actually makes America great. The rule of law, free and fair elections, the peaceful
Move!
transfer of
Come
power
on,
from one
quickly!
leader to the next. But if I may say a word about myself and why I'm proud to serve on this committee. I'm the only member of this committee who's not blessed to be born.
Watch this hit.
To
I was
impact.
born in Vietnam after the
40
Vietnam War.
seconds.
My family and I fled a communist
It's a
government.
hit.
Rescued by the US.
Tanker's on fire.
Oh, she's in trouble.
Major hull
My
damage.
patriotism is rooted in my
That's what I thought. That's what I was hoping for. The tanker.
I love this country. On January 6th, 4 decades
Now, hopefully
after
this one won't have time enough to react
the 6th violence, I was in the United States.
in any kind of meaningful way.
My fellow Americans. Members of the angry mob
There it is.
Major hull damage.
That one's not
the election
completely done.
Some of them then tried to use physical violence to overturn the outcome of a free and fair election.
That one I've got a 95% solution on right now.
To create a full account.
More explosions here. Now it's going down.
To make recommendations.
So those two tankers are down.
To defend our democracy.
Faster,
To me,
faster.
there's nothing more patriotic.
And now they start zigzagging to beat hell.
The lady heals back. Without objection, the chair recognizes General Wellllll RATS for a closing statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, let me put what you have seen
Calculate
today
torpedo
in a
course.
broader context.
And these guys are going to
The
be
very
shifting
outset
all
of
the
our
damn
hearings,
time. Torpedo
described
courses
several elements
will be
of
damn
President
near
Trump's
worthless.
multi-part
I
plan
cannot
for
surface
the
and engage with my machine guns.
Our hearings
Well,
have
he's got a
covered all
C3
but
floating
one of
around.
those elements.
Can't
An
do it.
organized campaign to persuade millions of Americans of a falsehood that the 2020 election
That's
was
two.
stolen
There's
by
2,
widespread fraud.
4,
A corrupt
5, 6,
effort
7,
to
8,
pressure
9,
Vice
10,
President
11,
Pence, who refused to count
12,
electoral
13,
votes.
14
An
more.
effort to corrupt the U.S.
2
Department
I
of
sank,
Justice.
16.
Efforts to pressure state election officials and
This
legislators
convoy was
to
said to be
change
between
state
12 and
election
24
results.
ships. So
Scheme to create and submit fake electoral slates from multiple states. And today, you saw how President Trump
I don't
summoned
know
the
how
mob to
much-
Washington for January 6th. And then knowing that that mob was armed, directed that mob to the
he's
United
on
States.
A.
Every one of
He's
these
on the
elements of the
C3.
planning for January 6th is an independently serious matter. They were all ultimately focused on overturning the election. And they all have one
Change
other
course.
thing in common. Donald Trump participated in each substantially and
Set
personally.
a course to these
He
coordinates.
oversaw
And it's still
or
damn near a
directed the
mile.
activity of those involved. Next week, we will return to January 6th itself. As we have shown in prior
Loaded.
hearings, Donald
Okay, so
Trump and his legal team,
forward
led by
torpedoes are all
Rudy
reloaded
Giuliani,
now.
were working on January 6th
Faster,
to
faster.
delay or halt Congress's counting of electoral votes. The mob attacking and invading the Capitol on that afternoon, January 6th, was achieving that result. And for multiple hours, Donald Trump refused to intervene to stop it. He would not instruct the mob to leave or condemn the violence. He would not order them to evacuate the Capitol and disperse. And many pleas for help from
his
Congress did no
speed?
good.
5
The
knots.
staff insisted that President Trump
So he's
call
counting
off
on
the attack.
maneuvering to avoid torpedo, not speed.
Here are a few of the many things you will hear next week from Mr. Cipollone.
Calculate torpedo course.
Both of them on here.
Was it necessary to continue to push for a state directly able to lead?
I want to cut this down to about 600 meters or so. So he's got way less time to react.
Would it have been possible at any moment for the president to walk down to the podium and start talking to the nation anytime between the first day of the 2 o'clock and 4:17 and business? Would that have been possible? Would it be possible?
27 on A28.
And you will hear that Donald Trump never picked up the phone.
I can't believe I haven't gone 100 yards yet.
This is not
Here we go.
ambiguous. He did not
Green
call
cables.
the military. The Secretary of Defense received no order. He did not call his Attorney General. He did not talk to the Department of Homeland Security. Mike Pence did all of those things. Donald Trump did not. We will walk through the events of January 6th next week, minute by minute. One more item. After our last hearing,
See how we do here.
tried to call a witness in our investigation.
Excuse me.
A witness you have not yet seen in these hearings. That person declined to answer
Set a course
or
to these
respond
coordinates.
to President Trump's call, and instead alerted their lawyer to the call. Their lawyer alerted us, and this committee has supplied that information to the Department of Justice. Let me say one more time, you will take any effort to influence witness testimony very seriously. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlelady.
Here's 800 meters.
In my opening, I mentioned how we look to
About,
our leaders.
No, 8/10 of a nautical
As a
mile.
fail-safe, people in this
I
country
can't remember a nautical mile.
refuse to accept the results of an election. That's part of the way those in positions of public trust uphold that hope.
8 cables is
How they
8/10
show
of a nautical
the
mile.
Constitution. In the run-up to January 6th, Donald Trump had an obligation to tell his supporters to accept the results of the election. Instead, he urged them to further along the path toward mob violence. The idea of mob violence make me think.
Here's a 70 on A and up with him back on
All across this
C.
country,
Here we go.
got different ideas
Calculate
about
torpedo
what the
course.
federal government should play.
7/10 of a nautical mile.
Up here on this deal, there are plenty of different ideas. But there are moments when the institutions of our federal government are failed safe. I am from a part of the country where
Calculate torpedo course.
federal government and the Constitution. My parents and many more Americans like me would have continued to be treated as second-class citizens. Freedom to be able to vote without harassment, travel in relative safety, and
Yeah,
dine
6,000
as
tons.
we choose. It's because we have a government that looks over the well-being of its citizens. This is
Calculate
especially
torpedo course.
important in moments of crisis.
Change course.
When we have a natural disaster that state governments can't handle on their own, when there's an emergency,
C3 is going to get 2
surprise
torpedoes.
actions by our public health services or our military, we have the federal government. What
They're just
happened on
harder to
January
sink.
6, 2020 was another one of those moments in history that tests the strength of our federal government.
And we're
January
at
6
5/10 of a
was an
nautical
attack
mile.
on our country. It was an attack on our democracy, on our
We're going to
Constitution.
call that.
A sitting president
Flood
allowed
tube
the
one.
mob trying to stop
Flood tube 2.
peaceful transfer of power.
2.5 meters, 30 meter spread.
Tube 1 flooded.
In a
Tube
moment
2
like that,
ready.
And fire.
Fire!
we expect to see the President of the United States sitting behind a resolute desk in an Oval Office, assuring the
out.
American people that the attack
And let's start reloading
we
again.
expect to be reassured
Move. Come
that
on.
was failed safe. Instead, the President of the United States sent a mob. He disregarded
Calculate
the
torpedo
advice of
course.
people who had taken an oath to the Constitution. He oversaw a scheme aided by people whose loyalty was only to Donald Trump. There's nothing we can compare that to. There's nothing in our great nation's history that has ever come close to that sort of betrayal, dereliction.
Change course.
Thank goodness.
Now, let's see what happens here.
The torpedo is halfway to the target.
Who worked in opposition
40 seconds to torpedo impact.
When this committee reconvenes, we'll tell the story of that supreme dereliction by the
30 seconds.
how close we came to that catastrophe for our democracy, and how we remain serious.
Looks like we're going to get a couple of hits.
20 seconds.
Chair requests those in the hearing room remain seated.
We scored a hit.
Have escorted witnesses.
Major hold.
2 hits, and she's going down.
Serious damage.
And with that, Chairman Benny
Set a course to these coordinates.
January 6th meeting committee hearing today, the 7th hearing in a row, public hearing to a close. Dramatic testimony today from these individuals, one who formerly was a spokesperson for the Oath Keepers, the other who's been criminally charged at the Capitol, and the committee pointing to another.
Calculate torpedo course.
Former President Trump will be at the center of that as he is we will have more analysis of the hearing.
I want to clear that wreckage.
Eastern, when you tune into PBS NewsHour, please check your local listings. You can always find our coverage online at pbs.org/newshour. I'm Judy Woodruff. Thanks to all of our participants, and on behalf of all of us at NewsHour, thank you for joining us.
6,000.
We now return you to your regularly
Those
scheduled
registered tons.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course.
Watch PBS.
Reloading torpedoes again.
Mr. Ayers, who no longer supports President Trump, came forward voluntarily to share his story as a warning. I will now swear in our witnesses. Witnesses will please stand. Gaze their right.
Gotta like that. 3 ships, 30,000 tons. My God.
Testimony about to give.
To go with the other about 30,000 tons. I mean, we're looking at 60,000 tons or better, something so far this patrol, which is just a ridiculous
I
patrol.
recognize myself for questions. Today we've discussed how President Trump summoned an angry mob of supporters in Washington, D.C., many of whom came prepared to do battle against police and politicians alike. We were fortunate enough to be joined by 2 witnesses
Calculate
who could
torpedo
help us
course.
understand who was in the mob that day. Both hardcore violent extremists like the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and average Trump supporters swept up in the fervor of the day. Mr. Van Tatenpole, can you help
We're
us
slowing down.
understand who
Calculate
those keepers
torpedo
are?
course.
It's just a small boat there.
Back at Honey Ranch, we speak about it. And I went to cover them as a journalist. And then subsequently covered 2 more standoffs. Sugarpine Mine standoff, Whitehall Mine standoff. It was at that time that I was offered a job as National Media Director and Associate Editor of that page.
Calculate torpedo course.
So I spent 2 years with the Keepers, and I can tell you that they may not like to call themselves a militia, they are. They're a violent militia. And
Lots of
they're
lifeboats.
largely civilians. I think, rather than try to use words, I think the best illustration for what the oath-keepers are happened January 6th. We saw that military formation going up the stairs of the Capitol. I saw radicalization that started with my beginning of my time.
We're slowing down.
And continued
Calculate torpedo
over
course.
a period of time as the member base and
Calculate torpedo course.
Stuart Rhodes was supporting drifted further and further right into the
Actually, I might take him with a stern torpedo.
Faster, faster.
White nationalists,
Change course.
And it came to a point where I could
Set a course to these coordinates.
Well, I want like 0 degree or 180.
But the oath keepers are a dangerous militia.
They're close to that.
In large part fed by the ego and pride of Stuart Rhodes, who
Set a course to these coordinates.
As this
It's pretty damn close to it. That's kind of
Tube 2, loaded.
okay. Torpedoes are reloaded.
So, in my opinion, that was a very dangerous position.
Well, thank you very much. You talked a little bit about that danger. So, what is an oath keeper's vision for America? And why should Americans be concerned about it?
Let's get ahead of this guy here, so I can take him with a stern torpedo.
What the vision of the oath keepers is on January 6th.
So I need to move down if I want to try and catch him.
Doesn't necessarily include the rule of law. Doesn't necessarily include. It includes violence. It includes
Calculate torpedo
trying
course.
to get their way through lies, through deceit, through intimidation, and through the perpetration of violence. Swaying of
Calculate torpedo
not
course.
know better through lies and rhetoric and propaganda. And you get swept up in these new comments. And I'll admit I was swept up at one point as well too. But I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, it does. And you talk about being swept up. So, at what point did you break with those people?
Came a point, there were many red flags, and I probably should have broken them much earlier than I did. But the straw that broke the camel's back came when I walked into a grocery store, living up in
That's a 39.
very remote town of Eureka, Montana. And
Set a course to these coordinates.
There's a full mile ahead of me.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're having a conversation at that public area. They were
Calculate
talking about
torpedo
how
course.
The Holocaust was not real, and that was for me something I just could not abide. You know, we were not wealthy people at all. We were barely surviving.
Calculate torpedo course.
I went home to my wife, my kids, and I told them that
Calculate torpedo course.
I've got to walk away at this point. I don't know how we're going to survive, or where we're going to go, or what we're going to do. I just can no longer continue and put in my resignation.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ayers, there were many people in the crowd that day, January 6th, including you, who were not part of the extremist group. I'd like to start by having you
Get me in front of this guy.
a little bit about yourself.
Then I got to go past him by a couple hundred
Can you
meters.
tell us about your life before January 6th?
Yeah, basically nothing but a family man.
C is fast moving beyond.
Cabinet company up in Northeast Ohio for going on 20 years. You know, family in my life. I was a supervisor there, so that took up a lot of my free time. Other than that, my family camping.
Don't like my odds of hitting a weaving ship from a mile away.
Just what any ordinary American citizen, family man would do.
Yep, exactly.
So this committee has reviewed thousands of hours of surveillance footage.
You know, we're past his bow.
During this review, we identified you entering the
Calculate torpedo
as
course.
we see in this video. Mr. Ayers, why did you decide to come to Washington on January 7th?
78, 79.
For me personally, you know, I was
Calculate torpedo course.
pretty hardcore with the social media, Facebook,
Come on.
Twitter, Instagram. I follow, you know, President Trump. You know, on all the websites. You know, basically put out, you know, come to stop the steal rally. You know, I felt like
God, I'm just not close in range on him.
So you basically learned about the rally on social media and at some point made a decision to come to Washington.
Yep. I had some friends I found out were coming down. I just hopped on them right at the tail end. I found out. Came down here with them.
Thank you very much. The chair recognizes
He's
the
now
vice chair
coming
of the
this
chamber,
direction.
Wyoming, for any questions she may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ayers, when you entered the Capitol last year, did you believe
That's
in the
9,000
elections?
tons. Tanker.
At that time, you know, everything I've been seeing online, I definitely believe that that's exactly what that was the case.
Fire!
And when you heard from President Trump that the election happened,
I was very upset.
Come on.
There were specific supporters. You know, that's basically what got me to come down here.
Calculate torpedo
do you still
course.
believe the election was stolen?
Not so much now. I got away from all the social media. When January 6th happened, basically deleted it all.
We're slowing
I started
down.
doing my own research and everything. For me, for something like that to be that for that to actually take place, it's too big. You know, there's no way you can keep something like that
Flood
quiet
2-5.
as big as something like that. You know, all
2 meters.
all the Washington's being shot down. We're not under that.
2-5. Bloody.
Fire.
Well, and I think that's very important. And we've also talked about today and in previous hearings.
We
the
blow
extent
their
to which
engineer up.
the President himself,
And he start reloading my stern
40
too.
seconds.
by his Justice Department, by his White House counsel, by his campaign, would it have made a difference to you to know that President Trump himself had no evidence of widespread fraud?
Well, definitely. You know,
Move. Come on. Quickly.
I mean, down here, and, you know.
30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Young lady yields back.
Torpedo is
Chair
halfway to
recognizes
the target.
young woman from Florida, Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
20 seconds.
You know, earlier today we showed how Donald Trump's December 19th tweet summoned both extremist groups as well as rank and file supporters of
10
President
seconds
Trump
to
in
impact.
Washington.
Because his turn might.
He
It's a
told
hit.
them to both
His
be
impact
there.
angle was less than ideal, but we got a hit.
Hold
We showed how
damage.
Mr. President, how President Trump told them, fight, 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 and they marched to the Capitol. Mr. Ayers, you were in that crowd at the rally, and then the crowd that marched to the Capitol. When you arrived on the
40 seconds.
were you planning on going to the Capitol?
Now, we didn't actually plan to go down there. We went basically to see the stuff.
Change
rally, and
course.
that was it.
So
30
why did you
seconds.
decide to march to the Capitol?
Well, basically, the president. You know, got
20
everybody riled up.
seconds.
Less than ideal angle of impact here too.
We basically
Unless he comes around. Is he turning port side? There's a hit.
I was
Minimal damage.
Oh,
you know, out there. Everything that was
didn't do shit to him.
he said, the speech, you know, all the stuff he said, he already
Damn.
put out tweets, but I've already seen it and heard it before.
Calculate torpedo course.
Worked up and busted me quicker.
So as you started marching, did you think there was still a chance the election would be overturned?
Flood 2-2.
Yeah, at that time I did, you know, because everybody was kind of like in the hope that, you know, Vice President Pence was
Shoot
certified
one.
Fire!
And also at the time, when I kind of kept hearing about this deal.
I hope I didn't just screw up.
And I thought maybe that was it. That over there.
Did you think that the president would be marching with you?
Move!
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
think
quick!
everybody thought he was going to be coming down. He said his speech, kind of like he's going to be there with us.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We know that you illegally entered the capital of that.
Calculate torpedo course.
Later on. What made you decide to leave?
Calculate torpedo course.
President Trump put his tweet out. He literally left right after that.
Faster! Faster!
To me, if he would have done that earlier today, 1:30, that would be in this.
Trying to get turned on A here.
Thank you. Mr.
The
Chairman.
torpedo is halfway to the target.
Chair recognizes
Jim
the
five,
gentleman
loaded.
from Maryland, Mr. Laskin.
40 seconds to
Chairman,
torpedo impact.
Mr. Van Tatenhoff, in the
30
run-up to
seconds.
January 6th,
Yeah, there's no way to hit him with that projection.
President Trump to provoke
He's
insurrection.
still making 6
That he
knots.
canceled
20
the law and
seconds.
allowed the president to call up militias to put down a rebellion against the United States. And I want to get your thoughts about this in the context of your prior
Torpedo was a dud.
The impact angle was no good.
That you had conversations with Rhodes about the Insurrection Act. Why was he
He's
so
making
fixated
7
on that?
knots.
What did he think it would enable the Oath Keepers to do?
Well, I think it gave him a sense of purpose that it was a path forward to move forward with his goals and agendas.
Set a course to these coordinates.
I think we need to quit mincing words and just talk about truths and what it was going to be.
Change course.
An armed
You know
revolution.
what? Yeah, we're going to do B here.
Skipper.
Law enforcement officers. There was a gallows set up in front of the Capitol. This could have been the spark that started a new civil
Tube
war.
1, loaded.
No one would have wondered.
Go back on the edges. Here we go.
No one.
Faster! Faster!
He was always looking for ways to legitimize what he was doing, whether by wrapping it in the trappings of it's not a militia, it's a community preparedness team. We're not a militia, we're an educational outreach group.
Change course.
But again, we've got to stop with this dishonesty and the mincing of words and just call things for what they are. He was a militia leader. He had these grand visions of being a paramilitary leader, and the Insurrection Act would have given him a path forward with that. The fact that the president
Now
was
B.
communicating, whether directly or
Flight
indirectly,
5.
messaging, kind of gave him the nod. And
Meters deep.
God said,
Tube 5,
go
blooded.
any worse.
Fire!
What did the Oath Keepers see in President Trump?
Basically,
Stern tube is empty.
Set a course to
path
these
forward,
coordinates.
that's what
And there are
happened.
no more reloads.
They saw opportunity, I think, in my opinion, to become a paramilitary force.
He's
Last
7,200
week,
tons.
the Department of
40
Justice
seconds.
indicated that it has evidence of the Oath Keepers bringing
But
not
one
just
torpedo
firearms,
into him didn't do
explosives
much.
to Washington.
The one into him did a fair amount of damage.
He's also learned
30
that Stewart would have
seconds.
stopped to
This
buy
one
weapons
really didn't do much at all.
He shipped roughly $7,000 worth of tactical gear to a January 6th rally center
20
in
seconds.
Virginia before the attack. Did you ever hear Rhodes discuss committing violence against elected political leaders?
Yeah, I mean,
10
that
seconds
back
to impact.
at the very beginning of my tenure, one of the first assignments that
This is going to be a hit and a pretty decent angle of impact.
artist
Major hull damage.
released
A fair amount of damage, but not that much.
that cards of who's who, the players on the other side that they wanted to take out. And Stewart was very
Set a
intrigued by
course
that
to these
vision
coordinates.
and influenced by it, I think. And he wanted to create a deck of cards.
I think I can get another bow torpedo into him.
Judges, including up to Hillary Clinton as the Queen of Hearts. This is a project that I refused to do. But from the very start, we saw that. There was always
Calculate
push
torpedo
for
course.
military training, including there were
Set a course
persons
to these
in that
coordinates.
community that went over explosives training. So yeah, we saw falls in line.
Keep my sub turned
Mr. Van Taken, you
so
say
I'm not trying to
you're
spin the torpedo sideways coming out of the tube.
You fear what the next election cycle will bring. And you also say that we have been exceedingly lucky. And that we have
He's
not
going
seen
down.
bloodshed before. I wonder if you would elaborate on those two
He's
statements.
going down.
I think as far as the luck goes, we got the potential from hunting.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Boots on the ground at these standoffs, and they were standoffs.
Alright, so now what we're going to do,
Across lines.
I'm going to go to 12 by time compression. We're doing 8 knots. He's doing 7. We're outrunning him, but not by much.
I think you got exceedingly lucky that more bloodshed did not happen. There's a potential.
Calculate torpedo course.
And we got very lucky that the loss of life was as tragic as it is. That we saw on January 6th, the potential was so much
course.
more. Again, all we have to look at is the iconic images of that day that the gallows set up for Mike Pence, Vice President.
Let's get up here. Turn into A.
And I do fear for this next
Put another
election
fish into him.
Set a course to these coordinates.
The president that's going to try to instill.
Shit, I think I'm too close. I really do. I think I'm too damn close.
Whip up a silver bullet amongst his followers using lies and deceit and snake oil. And regardless of the human impact,
Tube 1, flooded.
what else is he going to do if he gets elected again? All bets are off at that point. And that's a scary notion. I have $3. I have a granddaughter. And I fear for the world that they won't inherit. Do not start holding these.
Go back to the other engineer to reload.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Van
Let him
Taken.
stay on the engine so I can keep my speed up.
I first want to ask you about what finally caused you to leave
Set a
on
course to these
January
coordinates.
6th. You know that the medieval
I'm just afraid this was too close.
The occupation of the building. This was
He's
one of
turning
several
away my
hours.
angle of impact is going to
So,
suck again.
The president issued at 4:17.
Hopefully he'll make a starboard turn here real soon and square off a little bit against this torpedo.
20 seconds.
We were there.
And he's
As
not.
that come out,
This is a horrible angle of impact.
seemed like it started to
Highly likely to just bounce right off the hull.
As we got back to the hotel, we see there's went on, but it
Torpedo was attacked.
Yep. Angle of impact was horrible.
That was the key moment.
Set a course to these
when
coordinates.
President Trump told people to go.
I'm going to try and get in position to torpedo C again.
You were not a member of an organized group like
Tube 1, loaded.
Wasn't. I wonder on January 6th, was it your view that these far right groups like Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and 3%ers and others were on your side? Do you have any reservations about marching with them?
Set a course to these coordinates.
well, I definitely have a problem, you know. I was probably
Set a course to these
But that's still
coordinates.
9/10 of a mile.
I thought, you know, hey, they're on our team, but that's how I kind of looked at it. At the time, you know, like, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it
I'm interested in hearing about what's happened to you since the events of January 6th.
Change
Both
course.
rights here that you no longer believe Trump's big lie about the election, that that's what brought you originally to Washington. Looking back on it now, how do you reflect on the role that you played in the crowd that day, and what is going
basically, you know, I lost my job.
Right.
What happened, you know,
Trying to get into position on C again.
sold my house. So
Give me ahead of it. There you
everything that
go.
happened, the charges, you know, thank God. A lot of them did get dismissed.
Change course.
My phone, but at the same time, I was there. I mean, it definitely, it changed my life. You know,
We're slowing down.
definitely not the, you know, the better.
We're slowing down.
Yeah.
Well, they got too close.
President
We're
Trump
slowing
is
down.
still promoting the big lie about the election. How does it make you feel?
Calculate torpedo course.
I was hanging on every word he was saying, everything he was putting out, I was following it. I was doing it under the
He's not riding deep in the water at all.
maybe he's still
Plug 2-1.
Stay with 2.5 meters deep.
said about that. You know, you got people still following and doing that. Then the next election they come out.
2-1, flooding.
Fire!
The same path
Jared, I see that your wife has joined you
My
today
last
in
torpedo into the
Washington.
tubes.
We know this has been very
Come on,
difficult
quickly.
on you both and your family.
Set a course to these
What
coordinates.
lessons finally do you want Americans to learn from the way
40
you and your
seconds to
family
torpedo impact.
have suffered as a result of these events?
biggest
30
thing is
seconds.
I consider myself a family man and a life person.
This should be good here.
I don't think any one man is bigger than
20 seconds.
I think that's what needs to take. You know,
This is the third fish to hit it.
10 seconds to impact.
Reasonable angle of impact. There's a hit. There we go.
Major hole.
That's what we needed.
Well, I want to thank
I'll
you
break
for
that
your
one's back.
testimony and for hearing both of you today. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back to you.
Well, it looks like Frey's going down.
I want to thank our witnesses for joining us today. Members of the Select Committee may have additional questions for today's witnesses, and we ask that you respond expeditiously.
That's another C3.
Those questions.
Set a course
Without
to these
objection,
coordinates.
members will be permitted 10 business days to
Calculate
submit
torpedo
statements for the
course.
record, including opening remarks
Calculate torpedo
and additional
course.
questions for the witnesses. Without objection, the chair recognizes the
That one's
gentleman
going
from
down.
Maryland, Mr. Raskin, for closing statement.
You're at about 40,000 tons out of this convoy.
When Donald Trump sent out his
This one's
tweet,
going down, make it 46,000 tons.
to call for a crowd to descend on the capital city to block
This put us at about 53, 54.
He set off an explosive
If we
chain
get
reaction
Kershaw.
of his followers, but no one mobilized more quickly than the dangerous.
That's a C3. Good lord.
Seizing upon his invitation to fight, they assembled their followers for an insurrectionary showdown against Congress and the Vice President. On January
I cannot
6th,
surface
the crowd was angry. We knew the crowd
and
was
engage
armed.
when there's a C3 in the
Sent them to
area,
Capitol.
and all I've got for weapons is machine
I imagine
guns.
that our founders would have been shocked to learn
It's
that
unfortunate.
the American president would one day come to embrace and excuse political violence
We're
against our
slowing down.
institution, or knowingly send an armed mob to attack the Capitol to usurp the will of the people. But you know, Mr. Chairman, the founders were pretty wise about certain things, and at the start of the Republic, they actually
I
warned
have 3
everyone
fish left.
not by name, of course, but in the course of advising about the certain prospect that ambitious politicians would try to mobilize violent mobs to tear down our own institutions in service of their insatiable
This was
ambitions.
actually an extra 100 tons. 7818 versus 40 tons. Alright, all my torpedoes are loaded now. I don't have any more to load.
Demagogues, pandering to the angry and malignant passions of the crowd, but then end up as tyrants, trampling their freedoms and the rights of the
Calculate torpedo
violent
course.
insurrection to overturn
Calculate
the election is
torpedo
not an
course.
abstract thing, as we've heard.
Calculate
Hundreds
torpedo
of people
course.
were bloodied, injured, and wounded in the process.
Let's get him
including
targeted
more than
good.
150 police officers, some of them sitting in this room today. I want to give you an update on one officer who was badly wounded in the attack. It is well known to the members of this committee because he testified before us last year. Sergeant Aquilino Gunnell is an Army veteran who spent a year on active combat duty in the Iraq War and then 16 years on the Capitol Force. Nothing he ever saw in combat in Iraq, he said, prepared him for the insurrection, where he was savagely beaten, punched, pushed, kicked, shoved, stomped, and sprayed with chemical irritants along with other officers by members of a mob carrying
We're slowing
hammers,
down.
knives, batons, and police shields taken by force in wielding the
Let's
American
see
flag
where
against police officers is a dangerous weapon.
his path takes him.
Last month, on June 28th, Sergeant Fennell's team of doctors told him that permanent injuries he has suffered to his left shoulder and right foot now make it impossible for him
Faster!
to continue as a police officer. He must leave policing for good and figure out the rest of his life. Sergeant Fennell,
Faster!
we wish you and your family all the best. We are here for you. We salute you for your valor, your eloquence, and your beautiful commitment to America. I wonder what former President Trump would say to someone like Sergeant Fennell, who must now go about remaking his life. I wonder if he could even understand what motivates a patriot.
We're slowing down.
Like Sergeant Fennell. In his inaugural address, Trump introduced one
Foot two.
American carnage. Although that turn of phrase explained little about our country before he took office, it turned out to be an excellent prophecy.
Fire!
What is raised becomes visible on our people. Mr. Ayers just described how the trust he placed in President Trump as a camp follower derailed his life and nearly wrecked his reputation and his family. A few weeks ago, we heard Shane
I still have
Moss,
2 torpedoes left.
author Ruby Freeman, Speaker Rusty Bowers in Arizona, and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger describe how hate-filled intimidation campaigns
40
like
seconds.
Trump and his followers made them prisoners in their homes.
Set a course to these
Drove their
coordinates.
stress and anxiety to soaring new heights, and they refused to
What happens here?
30 seconds.
American carnage. That's Donald Trump's true legacy. His desire to overthrow the people's election and seize the presidency,
20
interrupt the
seconds.
counting of electoral college votes for the first time in American history, nearly toppled
Don't like my angles of impact.
and brutalized
10 seconds to impact.
Watergate led things like cuts
Here we go.
This is
Serious damage.
in our
Major hull damage.
Mr. Chairman, these hearings have been significant for us and for millions
We
of
have 2
Americans.
torpedoes left.
Change
Next
course.
week will be a profound
Calculate
moment of
torpedo
reckoning for
course.
America.
Calculate torpedo
The crucial thing is
course.
the next step. What this committee, what all of us will do to fortify our democracy against coups, political violence, and
He does
campaigns
not
to
appear to
steal
be on
elections
fire.
away from the people. Unlike Mr. Ayers and Mr. Van Taken, people who have recovered and
Set a course to
evolved
these
from their
coordinates.
descent into the hell of fanaticism, Donald Trump has only expanded his big lie.
No, I'm too close to him to hit him.
He asserts that
Time to fire another torpedo at him.
And the election
Change
was a real
course.
insurrection. He says his mob greeted our police officers on
Calculate
January
torpedo
6th
course.
with hugs and kisses. He threatens to take one of America's 2 major political parties.
Okay, he's going to go down. All right, I don't have to worry about it.
Authoritarianism. And it is
Okay, so
party, no less. Political scientists tell us that authoritarian parties
it's this guy. I have 2 torpedoes left. That's a C3.
around the world. They do not accept the results of democratic elections when they lose, and they embrace political violence.
Set a course to these
as
coordinates.
legitimate. And the problem of incitement to political violence has only grown more serious in the internet age, as we have just heard. But this is not the problem of one party.
Bring him back to
It's the
bed.
problem of the whole country now. American democracy is declared
Calculate torpedo
Hanging
course.
on is on the last C3.
And even on Earth today,
If I get him, I can go ahead and try and get some
the silver frame, as Lincoln
with
put it, upon which
the AA gun.
freedom rests. We need to defend both our democracy and our freedom with everything we have and declare that this American carnage
We have gone virtually no miles in our patrol zone.
authoritarianism, racism, and anti-Semitism. Let's all hang tough for American democracy.
Set a
Thank you,
course
Mr.
to these
Chairman.
coordinates.
Gentleman yields back. Without objection, the chair recognizes.
Speed up, get up ahead of this guy, and try and position ourselves and take him on.
At one of our first hearings, Chairman Thompson explained that the members of this committee would not spend much time talking about ourselves. Rather, we would let the evidence play the leading role. And the chairman was right, because this isn't about promoting ourselves as individuals, it's about protecting the country we love. It's about
Set a
preserving
course
what
to these
traditionally
coordinates.
leads
I've detected a big group of
the
ships.
rule of law, free and fair elections, the peaceful transfer of power.
Well, yeah, they're
from one leader to the next. But if
lifeboats.
I may say a word about myself and why I'm proud to serve this country. I'm the only member of this committee who was not blessed to be born in America.
Set a course to these
I was born in
coordinates.
Vietnam after the Vietnam War. My family and I fled a communist government and were rescued by the U.S. Navy and were given sanctuary in America.
Looks like I might have to take my machine guns and go after
is
him.
rooted in my gratitude for America's grace and generosity.
Change
I
course.
love this country. On January 6th, 4 decades after my family fled police political power in the seas.
Okay, come on.
I was in the United States Capitol, leading my fellow Americans. Members of the
Take
angry
position
mob
on
were
B.
lied to by a president and other powerful people who tried to convince them without evidence
We're slowing
the
down.
election had been stolen. Some of them then tried to use physical violence to
Set a
overturn
course to
the
these
outcome of
coordinates.
the free and fair election. Our committee's overriding objective is to fight fiction with facts, to create a full account for the American people for the
Blood
disorder,
Tube 3.
to tell
Blood
the
Tube
truth
4.
of what happened and why it happened,
And then we'll hope.
to make recommendations so it never happens again, to defend our democracy. To me, there's nothing more
Fire.
patriotic than that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The lady yields back. Without objection,
We are out
the
of
chair
torpedoes.
Set a course to these coordinates.
exchanging for closing statement.
50
Thank you very
meters.
much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, let me put what you have seen today in a broader context. At the very outset of our hearings, you described several elements of President Trump's multi-part plan to overturn the 2020 election.
Send our hydrophone guy over here for some coffee.
Those elements. An organized campaign to persuade millions of Americans of a falsehood that the 2020 election was stolen by widespread fraud. A corrupt effort to pressure Vice President
Let's see if we
Pence
get
to
2 good
refuse
hits
to
on
count
him.
electoral votes. An effort to corrupt the U.S. Department of Justice. Efforts to pressure
20
state election
seconds.
officials and legislators to
Skip
change
up. I've
state
detected a
election
big group of
results.
ships.
Scheme to create and submit fake electoral slates for multiple
10
states.
seconds to
Got him.
And knowing that mob was armed,
Ooh.
directed that mob.
I don't know if we did enough damage to him.
Every one of these elements of the planning for January 6th is an independently serious.
It's got fire below decks. That's good.
Ultimately focused on overturning the election. And they
So
all
more
have
damage
one
is
other
coming.
thing in common. Donald Trump participated in each substantially, in
Set
person.
a course to these
He
coordinates.
oversaw or directed the activity of those involved. Next week, we will return to January 6th itself. As we have shown in prior hearings, Donald Trump and his legal team, led by Rudy Giuliani, were working on January 6th to delay or halt.
Oh, yeah, these deck guns are no threat.
votes. The mob attacking and invading the Capitol on that afternoon, January 6th, was achieving that result. And for multiple hours, Donald
Periscope
Trump refused to intervene to stop it. He would not instruct the mob to leave or condemn the violence. He would not
Question
order
is, how
them
much
to
more
evacuate
damage is he going to
Capitol
suffer
and disperse. Many
from?
pleas for help from Congress
There we
did no
go.
good. The
He's
staff
lost more
insisted
structure.
that President Trump call off the attack. He would not.
Yes, end
Here
is
are a
dragging.
few of the many things you will hear next week from Mr. Cipollone.
Yep. Going to be in the same shape this one's in, I think.
Was it necessary to continue to push for a state directed activity at all of the that period of time until it was also
That's the fray. It didn't sink. Okay, so we got to sink.
would it have been possible for anyone
Gonna drop him. Got to drop him. Then come down and try and drop him.
and talk to the nation any between the first day of the 2 o'clock and 4:17 and the video statement? Would that have been possible?
Would it be possible?
Yes.
Yes.
And you will hear that
Trying
Donald
to do
Trump
this with
never picked up the phone that day
just our machine
to
guns.
order his administration to help. This is not ambiguous.
This
Did not
is
call the military.
7,800,
Defense received no order.
15,500, 15,600.
He did not talk to the Department of Homeland
Oh, between
Security.
21,500 and 21,600 in additional
Donald
tonnage.
Trump did not. We will walk through
Change
the events
course.
of January 6th next week, minute by minute. And one more item. After our last hearing,
Faster,
President Trump
faster.
tried to call a witness in our investigation. A witness you have not yet seen in these hearings. That
His
person
structure's
declined to
gone.
answer or respond to President Trump's call, and instead alerted their lawyer to the call. Their lawyer alerted us, and this committee has supplied that information to the Department of Justice. Let me say one more time, you will take any
We're slowing
effort
down.
to influence witness testimony very seriously. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Blow the tanks.
Thank you, Jill Lady.
Switch to diesel engines.
In my opening, I mentioned how we look to our leaders to serve as a fail-safe.
Let's run our air compressors.
Refuse to accept the results of an election. That's part of the way those positions of public service hold and hold. How they show fidelity to the Constitution. In the run-up to January 6th, Donald Trump had an
Let's
obligation
get
to tell
hanging
his
on.
supporters to accept the results of the election. Instead, he urged them to further along the path of
Machine
mob
guns
violence.
there.
The idea of mob violence make me think of another song, fail-safe.
Set a course
All
to these
across this
coordinates.
country, got different ideas
Faster,
about what
faster.
the federal government.
They are on the starboard side.
In fact, up here in this deal, there are
What the
plenty
hell?
of ideas.
There it is right there.
Moments, the institutions of our federal government are fail-safe. I am from a part of the country where it is not been federal government and the Constitution. My parents, many more Americans, like would have continued to be treated as second-class citizens. Freedom to be able to vote without harassment, travel and relative safety, and dine and sleep when you choose, because we have a government that looks over the well-being of the citizens. This is especially important in moments of crisis. When we have a natural disaster that state governments can't handle, when there's an emergency that surprises action by the
We're slowing down.
or our military. We have
We're slowing down.
What happened on
HE.
January 6, 2020 was another one of those moments in history that tests January 6th was an
Start him on fire here.
It was an attack by democracy, by our Constitution. The sitting president, Barack Obama, trying to stop peaceful transport of power. One president still makes my blood.
How is he still gunning at me?
In a moment like that, we expect to see the President of the United States sitting behind the resident desk in the Oval Office, assuring the Americans that the attack will fail and the threat will be dealt. We expect
That one sunk.
that was a fail-safe. Instead, the President of the
Set
United
a course
States
to these
sent a
coordinates.
disregarded advice
Faster,
from people
faster.
who had taken an oath to the Constitution. He oversaw a scheme aided by people whose laws
Change course.
owned There's nothing we can compare that to. There's nothing in our great nation's history that has ever come close to that sort of betrayal.
We're slowing down.
Thank goodness, the system of government failed in spite of commanded officials who worked in opposition to what the Constitution. This committee reconvenes will tell the story that succeeded their election by the commanded officials.
Start that on
We're
fire.
slowing down.
For our democracy, and how we bring serious things. Chair requests those in the hearing room like to see it. That students, witnesses, and
I wanted.
Today held a full-day this month new and urgent evidence about what former President Donald knew and said before, during, and after the insurrection. Former aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows presented the most compelling and detailed evidence in actions of the former president. And she shared her own reaction. She walked the event in January. I remember
That'll do that one.
Disappointed. Really, it felt personal. I was really sad.
I think I got that one.
As an American,
Thanky sank.
I was disgusted.
Set a course to these
It
coordinates.
was unpatriotic. It was un-American. If you're watching
Same.
Capitol and
Set a course to these coordinates.
Today was the first time Hutchinson publicly appeared before the committee, but she has spoken several other times.
Faster,
behind
faster.
closed doors.
Well, that's the C3 right there.
Some members of the crowd were armed with weapons.
Shit.
Were frustrated. Some observed security procedures, specifically the metal detector. The crowd at the January 6th speech was smaller than he wanted.
Has it listed way over like I expected it would?
I was in the vicinity of conversation right over because it's 60 back then. You know, I don't have any weapons.
Change
They're not
course.
here to hurt me, take anything bags away. Let the people in, they can march to the Capitol from here, let the people in, take that bags away.
Our congressional correspondent Lisa Desjardins and White House correspondent Laura Lopez have been following the hearings today. They both join me now. Laura, let me begin with you. Cassidy Hutchinson, not a name you're familiar with, but she was at the center of so much what was going on in the White House. Certainly had a lot of access. How did she fill in the timeline of what's
That's right, Denise. So Cassidy Hutchinson is all has
We're
worked for
slowing down.
for a very long time, and she was in daily contact with her boss, Mark Meadows, as well as
Set a
a lot
course
of
to
other
these
senior
coordinates.
White House officials throughout her time in the White House leading up to January 6th. She testified
We're slowing down.
on multiple occasions. There were
Come
warnings
on.
and raised concerns about
Now he's
threats
port side.
on that day. She said that she overheard Giuliani, President Trump's lawyer, talking about crowd
Skipper.
and president at the events that day. And then she also made very important about the exchange she had at the White House counsel to President Trump. And in that exchange, she told Hutchinson on January 3rd that he was really worried about legal concerns that the White House was facing if President Trump decided to go to the Capitol on January 6th, making a movement very difficult. And he also warned her again on the morning of January 6th that here's the
And we understand since we also spoke to Mrs. Blum on the morning of the 6th, as you were.
It's listing badly.
We're slowing down.
And Mr. Blum said something similar. Enter movement to the Capitol is not happening. Is that correct?
That's all Mr. Stallone
Come on, catch fire, damn you.
That's right. As you the president was really upset that his orders were not allowed into
I think it's dropping.
right outside the White House, and
Faster, faster.
They aren't going to hurt me. And
Now it's a question, do we really want to run these down and try and get another boat or two? I ain't not.
Change course. Faster, faster.
I think we're in good shape.
Skipper?
And when he got in with Robert Engel.
Put him back on watch. There he goes. He's going back on watch now.
Go from that speech to the Capitol along with this order.
Well, oh, we're outside our patrol zone, aren't we? That's right.
Here's how the president reacted.
Change course.
We're not in our patrol zone.
Very strong, very hungry response to that. Tony describes this being a rape.
We need to report these killings. No opportunity to report those sinkings? Oh, that's going to piss me off. I don't get credit for them.
Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. Mr. Reynolds from another Trump's stories he motion towards his platforms.
Hutchinson was told
Yeah, that's going to piss me off. I don't get credit for them.
that episode in the piece by Anthony Ornato, who was then deputy chief of staff to the president.
Lots and lots of tonnage there.
She was told that when they returned to
Come
the White House,
on.
because again, she was in the
I know there's contacts there. They don't matter.
when they came back to the White House for the speech. And she said that when she was told that Robert Engel was standing there in the room, again, that Secret Service agent with the president, and he did not refute anything that was said in that episode. And as the day went on, then rioters
Come on.
we all watched as they started to descend into the Senate. And Hutchinson said that at that point she witnessed Pat Cipollone, White House counsel to the president, confront Mark Meadows, chief of staff, and that Cipollone was very concerned because we were starting to hear chants about hanging Vice President Mike Pence from the rioters that had descended on the Capitol. And here is what Cipollone said to her.
I remember Pat saying,
You gotta get back in our patrols.
before we need to do something
Quit
more
taking me out of time compression.
for the vice presidency ending harm.
Those groups are lifeboats.
You heard of Pat.
They don't count.
He doesn't think they're doing anything wrong.
The big picture here, Judy, is that we've heard from Hutchinson's testimony time and again all of the warning signs and all of the concerns about what would happen on January 6th.
There we go. We cross back into our patrol zone.
The threats of violence, not just to members
Change
of Congress,
course.
but also to the Vice President.
And I'm going to have Lisa pick it up from here. Lisa, when it comes to the president,
Set a course to these coordinates.
Mark Meadows, we did learn more today about
There we go.
people, you know.
1800 time compression.
Central is Mark Meadows. Let's remind our viewers that we're talking about in his own history. Mark Meadows came to Congress.
We're slowing down.
From North Carolina, and we can look at some of the associations.
Yeah.
In a graphic that we have.
We have
Mark Meadows, he, in 2015, formed the
still got about 40 days to go before we're going to have our sonar decoys research. So we're going to end this patrol before we get that research done.
central figure, and what we heard described today.
I was hopeful I could stay on patrol for 35, 40 days and get the research done, but not going to be the case.
The passiveness that may have bordered on permissiveness of what was going on in the White House's Oval Office. On January 2nd in particular, Councilman Hutchinson described a conversation with Rudy Giuliani. She was walking him out of the White House. He brought up plans for January 6th in a way that really got on the radar.
Let's see here. Okay, I'm out of here. Compressors are full. All right. Here we go.
And found Mr. Meadows in the office on the couch. He's scrolling for his phone. We're leaning against the doorway.
Now we're getting our mileage.
Interesting conversations. Pretty Mark. Sounds like we're going for the Capitol.
We still have lots of fuel.
Faster, faster.
Speed it up.
There's a lot going on, guys.
I don't know. This might get real bad on January 6th. That evening was the first moment that I remember feeling scared.
Got about half our mileage now.
Really scared on January 6th.
Fast forward to January 6th, and I should say that the boss, Mark Meadows, was unresponsive to her pleas to pay attention to what was going on in the Capitol. He wasn't even really concerned about Jimmy Gordon when she first brought that issue up. And then she recounted this moment when White House...
You know, I'm not bothering to even look for contacts. I don't. The only thing I've got left is the anti-aircraft guns. All I want to do at this point is finish this patrol, go back to port, and rearm.
And Mark looked up at him and said he doesn't want to do anything with Pat. And Pat said something to the effect of, and very clearly, said this to Mark, something to the effect of, Mark, something needs to be done, or people are going to die in the flood's going to be on your admin hands. This is getting out of control. I'm going down there.
This extraordinary testimony. We also heard today that from Hutchinson that never
Set a course to these coordinates.
They of course
On
reached
your
out to
order.
Mr. Meadows' attorneys for a response to all of this. We have not heard back yet.
There was literally one explosive disclosure after another.
Are you going to get there without having to turn around?
That was noteworthy in the way of accusations, and how are the former president and the others around him responsible?
Just.
I will say some Republicans have reacted.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Aye, sir.
It's important to point out that the president has in fact been responding today. Here are some
Set
of
a
the
course to these coordinates.
social media today.
Aye,
First, he
sir.
said of
It didn't give me the option to immediately return to port.
Of that limo anecdote, the idea that he reached out and assaulted a security aide.
Could be because we're already so close to port. I don't know.
There's no cross-examination for the so-called witnesses. This is a kangaroo court. And I should remind viewers, of course, that former President Trump in the past has disassociated himself, that he doesn't know people that we know he has been associated with in the past. So I want to add that piece of context. Now, overall, let's talk about all these accusations. Thor and I presented a lot
We
of
sank a whole bunch of
we need to get
boats.
lost in. But we wanted to summarize what we learned today overall. First, that President Trump knew about weapons here in Washington, D.C., and a chance to buy from the crowd as it was getting ready to go to the Capitol.
We are returning to port.
Wanted to march into the Capitol with the crowd. The other accusation is that he assaulted the security chief sworn to protect him, because he wanted to take over and get himself to the Capitol. And then another accusation to this important witness tampering. That the committee said that they now have messages
150
from
miles to
allies
go.
and witnesses saying that they are
100
sure
miles to
they're
go.
that, of course, is also
75.
I think with all of this,
50.
what we're seeing now is the committee kind of honing more and more.
Okay, we come off at that speed.
That still remains in the hands of the Department of Justice. Of course, we also know more hearings are ahead. We don't know when.
That's right. They pointed to hearings upcoming, more information to be disclosed. Lisa Desjardins, Laura Baron Lopez, we thank you both. And joining me now,
You wouldn't really be running at flank speed in this channel either.
she is co-host.
You'd have too much traffic in here for that.
Examine the events leading up to and through January 6th. He's also a regular NPR contributor. And Jamil Jaffer, he is a law professor at George Mason University, the former associate counsel to President George W. Bush. Welcome to both of you. There were so many disclosures and
Come on.
new information today. It's hard to know where to begin, but as you look at it all, Andrea Bernstein, what is standing out the most to you?
Alarm!
I think
Take
what
your
we
positions.
began to see today was a connection between Trump and the violent activity that happened on January 6th. So what we've known so far is that he pressured his Justice Department.
Change course.
We were on damn near a collision course.
Pressured state legislators and state officials.
Change course.
What we heard today was a knowledge of President Trump that people in the crowd before him had weapons, flagpoles tipped with spear,
Yeah, is he an enemy?
bear spray, that they couldn't get in to see him because they didn't want to lay down the weapons. And that even with that, he went up in front of them and said, fight like hell, we're going to go to the Capitol, I'll be there with you. Now, one of the things we learned today is at that time he really did believe he was going to the Capitol, on the Secret Service team.
Is it U-997 that became an enemy?
Sense that this violence was understood by the president. White House has warned of gun violence. Rudy Giuliani was saying as
No,
early as January 2nd
U-96.
that something was going to happen on January 6th.
So why is he showing up as a red vessel
Closer to the question of was President Trump
and turning to intercept me?
flying violence? We don't know all of it, but we know that he was a weaponized, riled up crowd, and he himself was extremely riled up. He made that speech on the website on January 6th.
Thinking of that, but what about for you? What is the standing up on?
Yeah, you know, I think
Set a course to these coordinates.
right. Yeah, either the president knew the crowd was not worried that they were going to target him, that they were going to threaten him, but instead were actually going to threaten the Capitol and planning on marching the Capitol.
We're slowing down.
All of them do that. I think it's pretty shocking right now. And then on top of that, you add the fact that after the fact, when Absolutely comes into the Oval Office with Mark Meadows, and they leave and they're discussing what happened to the Oval, and Mark Meadows is saying to Saloni, look, the president thinks Mike Pence deserves it.
We're slowing down.
Saying, hey, Mike Pence deserves it.
Skipper, the diesel engines are damaged.
Oh shit!
Leak on board.
I mean, that is not the kind of behavior that
Aircraft. Fuck.
Periscope depth.
it's shocking. I mean, you don't see more progressive Republicans today running fast. It is just shocking and astounding on Thursday.
Well, speaking of that, at the first time, Council probably visited a number of
Fuck me running.
key people, including Pastor Maloney, were concerned in the hours of the day leading up to January 6th about what happened.
I think we've had some input of this.
That was being patched.
Didn't want Trump to replace his acting attorney general with another acting attorney general. So there's been an indication of concern around the White House. I think what was different today is we had this direct testimony from the White House aide, a young woman coming before this committee, and most of the witnesses have been older men. And there she is, and she's saying, under oath, and obviously lying to the process.
Come on, let go of the boat.
And she went up there and she spoke the truth. And we saw people like former General Flynn, who had been convicted of violence against taking the victim and not answering the question about whether he saw a lot of Jennifer Powers.
Start hauling water.
So that contrast was stark today. I think having that live witness testimony really took us further in understanding what was
Start
going
hauling
on
water.
up to and on January 2nd.
Such a sharp contrast. And that's right. Can you, Jeff, what about in terms of evidence or information we've heard today that is legal incriminating for the president?
Look, I think that we've always long known that as a legal matter, there's some real challenges of bringing a case against the former president, particularly on issues relating to politics and elections and life. This would be a difficult case to make.
Into the air, flying over the port. Why didn't the port call submarines and tell them that?
Where you have Trump world people calling potential witnesses before Congress and saying, hey, look, the president knows you're loyal.
22 meters of water here.
I mean, this is something you'd see literally in, Goodfellas or Casino, straight out of a Mafia Don movie. And that
Switch to electric motors.
Repair completed.
Jackson's president, Texas Jackson's have been aides who said these things, and maybe all the way up to the president, before up to the Mafia boss, threatening witnesses before Congress. That is a crime, and that is something a referral could be made on, and that may be the place that Congress knows that it's going to be a lot harder for them to get us with other charges they've been talking about against the president's instructions and charges much more difficult
In the pumps.
in the context of an ongoing election to sitting president at the time.
What about that anniversary? I know you talked to a number of people around this. What are you hearing in terms of whether the president put him being serious?
Well, his own White House counsel thought he was seriously jeopardy if he went to the Capitol and he weren't specifically according to Matthew Hutchinson, that president could be charged with obstruction of official proceeding, fraud, or inciting crime, and then the president went to the Capitol, but he was quite startled. The White House lawyer told the president that the White House lawyer reported she was at the president with a blood on his hands. So that is he's thinking that is the
Okay, somebody was still flying around out there. Dropping bombs or something. Fortunately, no crewman got killed. It's just going to take time to fix the engines.
Set a course to these coordinates.
And I think, now we have this break in the hearing, presumably, let me call this that, and that is like ringing in the air for
They're birds.
all lost command, the Justice Department, as well, as I think what the charges against the president and
And just a very quick interjection on the fact that some of what happened, I think, hearsay.
I don't know what the hell damaged me if it wasn't aircraft.
How did that hold up compared to what?
I mean, look, certainly it was hearsay. She was describing what people said, but at the end of the day,
Blow the tanks.
she was a fact witness to a lot of what happened. She saw what happened. She heard the president speak. At the end of the day, there were going to be other witnesses.
Switch to diesel engines.
Said, I think the story sticks, and it's a
Damage report.
The president and
God damn it.
to back the president in a further election.
From what?
Neil Jackson, Ian Rayburn, thank you both.
Thank you.
There's nothing here.
The Congressional Committee
Periscope
investigating
depth.
January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. He is scheduled to hold a hearing tomorrow focused on the role that extremist groups played that day. This is the Senate gears up for a busy, high-paced July. Political correspondent Lisa Desjardins has more political stuff. Hello, Lisa.
Switch to electric motors.
Where are we in terms of these hearings? What are we focusing on? Where are we overall in terms of the subject?
What's the depth under keel? 23 meters.
Right, these are the good questions we're all asking. Tomorrow's hearing is the 7th hearing for the January 6th Select Committee, and we did at one point expect this week to be the final week for a while. However, that's changing, even as we speak. I'm going to come back to that. First, let's talk about tomorrow, what we're going to be hearing from the committee. The focus is
We're slowing down.
Trauma with East County's direct action. Tomorrow day, we're going to hear more about white nationalist groups and their ties to those around former President Trump.
Repair complete.
White House. In particular,
We're slowing down.
They're seated. Former
Repair
President Trump is
complete.
tweeting out that
Periscope
invitation to
depth.
come to the rally on January 6th. We're going to hear probably about advisors like Roger Stone. And their
We're out of spare parts.
two white nationalist groups like the Proud Boys who
Change
were at the
course.
Capitol and have now been arrested for their role in the riot there. One other thing, we're waiting to see what
I
happens.
do not know what was damaging me. I've got absolutely no idea.
For 8 hours on Friday. Now, my reporting is that he does not want to participate in a public hearing. We do not expect to see him this week. We may hear some of his hearing tomorrow, but I think that it is going to wait to have more of that hearing further ahead. And that's why we're going to have one hearing next week.
Set a course to these coordinates.
The committee says it's getting more information, and some of my sources say that is why the committee is going to have another hearing next week. We don't know exactly what's going to happen.
So Lisa, what is known about the president, former president?
I really don't know what the hell's going on. Those birds aren't what's bombing me.
We now know that Steve Bannon is set for trial on contempt of Congress in 1 week. Those in Congress and on the committee say it's no coincidence that all of a sudden now.
Is that other sub out there attacking me? Wait.
The committee has not frankly decided, in my reporting, exactly how they're going to handle this. But here's what one of the committee members, Phil Walker, said on television Sunday about the
I'm not U9. I'm U96.
We got a letter around midnight from his lawyer saying that
Shit, I apparently attacked a friendly unit somewhere along the line.
So the committee, of course, has not yet had a chance to discuss it, but I expect that we will be hearing from him, and there are many questions.
one of the things he does,
Ah.
whether he talks to Peggy or not, it doesn't affect the criminal charges necessarily. He already rejected.
I'm U96.
Change course.
I'll bet that torpedo and that no, I didn't shoot a torpedo at them. That means one of my 88 shots that missed when I shot at the second patrol boat and I missed it, that must have hit the other friendly sub that was out there. And that's why it didn't give me the auto return, because I am now an enemy sub. Shit, I pissed away this whole game. Well, damn a bear.
Blow the tanks.
Nothing matters.
Change course. Set a course to these coordinates.
We're dead.
Switch to diesel engines. Faster! Faster! Damage report.
Alarm! Leak on board!
We're dead. See, all these they're all enemies. And I can't dock.
Change course.
That's what happened.
Leak on board!
Oh. So this whole chain got wiped out when apparently one of my 88 shells missed the target and inadvertently hit a friendly sub. Oh, damn it. Okay, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Click like, click subscribe. And file this for future reference. Don't blow up your friendly subs. I didn't even know I did. Oh, hell's bells. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Have fun. Until I see you again, stay the hell off my yard. And don't sink friendly boats. Yeah, just a piece of friendly advice. Appreciate y'all, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.